This week on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
I've had Sutton's back so many times, but tonight she just left me out to dry. Okay, I see you. I see you.
Garcelle.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back. Let's talk about the new episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 14, Episode 16. Let's get right into this. Okay, this episode was actually all over the place, and I was glued to it. Okay, so the women are in the beautiful island of Saint Lucia. They are in their cast trip, so they've arrived to Saint Lucia, and now they're getting ready for dinner. Remember, this is Bo's trip, and she's telling her makeup team that she really wants this trip to be peaceful and fun. So it's a white dinner. They all wear their white, and Kyle and Garcelle wore the exact same dress. This is so funny. This has actually happened before. I believe it was Rinna and Erika. They matched one time, and then Rinna and Kyle, and now it's Garcelle and Kyle. So they head out to have dinner. It's at a beautiful place. There's like pools in between their table. Bose tells them that her villa, in her room, there's this huge outdoor shower, so they can use it if they like. Now, Dorit had said that she doesn't like being naked. She doesn't even want her husband to see her naked. And then Jennifer shares a story about a photo shoot she had done back in the day. It was a nude. It wasn't a nude photo shoot, but she was nude in a bathtub, but she was covered in bubbles, obviously. And she's talking about that experience and how her boyfriend at the time had reacted to it. Dorit, so they're having some fun conversation, lighthearted, but then Dorit addresses Sutton. She says that she feels like in the past few weeks, Sutton has been very mean-spirited towards her. Sutton says, we've all had our heated moments, so you're not just going to put this all on me. Dorit says, but you were the one that came at us saying that you wanted to bring our sisterhood together, and about 48 hours later, that all went out the window. And every time I've tried to talk to you about any conflict that we've had, you reject it, and instead of trying to work it out, you go even lower. Jennifer then jumps in and says that in the moment, Sutton really did mean it. She did want to have the sisterhood. So Erika then interjects and says, well, she does mean what she says every time, but sometimes when it turns, and then Sutton interrupts her and says, should I put my hand on the Bible? We're not going to do this. Yeah, they're not going to beat me up with a stick. Kathy and some of the others, they're like, no, we're just having a conversation. Sutton is getting really worked up, though, and Dorit says, like, don't try to become the victim again. And Sutton says, don't tell me what I can or cannot do, Dorit. Dorit says, but you have to be an adult and take accountability when you make mistakes. That's what I do. I take accountability. You haven't wanted to fix any problems that we've had. Sutton then, in a much calmer tone, she says that she has thought about what she said at the caviar dinner, that comment that she made about the money or the wallet, and she says that she has thought about it and she apologizes for it. She said it to be hurtful and she is sorry for saying it. And Dorit could have taken this apology because it did sound sincere, but she says, you could have said it last week. Even Bose had to be like, well, she's trying to do it right now. Sutton says, what I said was low and I shouldn't have said it. Dorit says, okay, well, we've moved on from that. There's more stuff. Bose says to Dorit, well, is there anything you would like to apologize to Sutton for? Dorit says that she really didn't mean to hurt her when she made the joke about the drink having alcohol, so she regrets that. That's pretty much where they got. Not great, but not bad either. Kathy says, it's okay. Rome wasn't done today. Bo says, that's right. And as far as Bo, she says that she's happy about the progress that she's made with Kyle, especially after the other day when she went to her house. Bo says that this is crazy. So after she went to Kyle's house, something crazy happened. She was at this place, and coincidence, she was sat right across Mauricio with his new girlfriend. And Bose told Kyle about this right away. Now, Bose didn't just send a regular text message. She sent her a voice memo where she was giving Kyle every single last detail about the girl, about him, about I'm ready to push him into the pool. Let me tell y'all, this is a true friend. I love Bose. Like, that is what I want my friend to do. Tell me everything. Garcelle says that, they all want to help and have Kyle's back and fight for her and defend her, but sometimes it can get a little confusing. For example, they tiptoe about the Morgan topic. She says, we don't know about that situation at all. Erika, in her confessional, makes a shady comment about Garcelle wanting to know everybody's business, even though she doesn't share hers. But you know what? I'm with Garcelle. We want to know about Kyle. What's really going on? Kyle tells him that there's nothing going on. She simply went to a concert, and they took a picture, and they made a big deal about it. Garcelle says, but doesn't that bring attention, like you going to her concert? Kyle says, well, yeah, but going to the gas station gets you attention. Now, Kyle, you're not that damn famous. Sutton is not saying anything. She actually says to Kyle, I hope you have your story to tell. I hope you have your story to tell. And Garcelle's upset about this because she feels like Sutton has left her out to dry. Like, she didn't say anything. And Kyle just says, well, if there's ever anything I need to tell you, then I will tell you. So that was it. They all enjoyed their dinner. Bose tells them to rest up because tomorrow they will be going on a boat. So then they go back to their villas. They get changed. They get ready for bed. We see Bose, Erika, and Dorit. They talk about the dinner, but they got distracted with Erika taking her hair off. Bose says this is the second time she's seen a white girl take out her hair in front of other people. Dorit is still trying to have a problem with Sutton, and Bose says, listen, she apologized. I'm glad she was saying this because people were saying Bose never disagreed with Dorit. Well, here it is. Now we're seeing it. Bose says to Dorit, you're kind of going back. Like, what do you want from her? Dorit says, well, with her, it's more than just words. And we're going to have to see what happens and all this stuff. And Bose says, that's just kind of putting things in the back burner. That's not really working on it. And Dorit says, well, maybe there isn't a solution. All right, so then we go to the other villa, Sutton, Jen, Tilly, and Garcelle. Sutton says that she will not apologize again, but her highlight of the night is that Kyle defended her, even though it was like for about two seconds. Garcelle says, okay, so speaking of Kyle, so what do you think of her saying to us, like, I'll tell you when there's something to tell? Sutton says, well, I don't think we should force her to tell us anything. Garcelle says, but weren't you doing that last year? I feel like you have a blindfold when it comes to Kyle, like you don't want to question her at all. Sutton says, well, I'm her friend, she's my friend, and I've listened to her. And Garcelle says, okay. So she gets up and walks off, and Sutton says, well, what do you want me to do, Garcelle? And Garcelle says, nothing. You have a blindfold when it comes to her. She's a great friend to you. That's awesome. Good night. Garcelle really feels like she was left out to dry. She says in her confessional, okay, I see you. I see you. It is then the next morning. They're all waking up. Garcelle and Sutton have a talk about last night, and I appreciate that Garcelle 100% said what she felt. I want Kyle to say more about Morgan, and I felt like you left me out to dry. You didn't have my back last night. Sutton doubles down again, though, and she says, I do want to know more, but when someone doesn't want to tell us, we need to respect that. Garcelle then talks about what Bose said last night about seeing Mauricio with some other girl, and they kind of say how Kyle needs to admit that her and Mauricio are pretty much done. So the women are taking a bunch of pictures. Some of them are they're taking thirst traps, but then it's time for the catamaran ride. So they get on there. There was some food on the boat, and let me tell you, Kathy Hilton will turn anybody into her server. She was doing that to Jennifer. Dorit and Kyle, they go to the outside part of the boat for a second, and Dorit asks Kyle, how is Kim doing? Kim Richards. Unfortunately, she doesn't know because they don't speak much, which I think is kind of sad. Back inside, Sutton is telling the other women, I really did mean my apology that I made to Dorit last night. It was a really bad comment, and I regret it. Erika says, can I tell you something? I really feel like you have a lack of compassion when it comes to women who are going through hard stuff. And she's talking about herself, Kyle, and Dorit. Erika says, you often pose as a friend but act like an enemy. And Sutton says, whoa, for you to say that I come for women. And Erika's like, yes, I'm telling you because I've actually experienced it, and I'm pointing out a pattern on how you treat people when they're at their lowest. Listen, one thing about Erika is that she's never going to forget what happened during that Tom scandal. season 11, I think it was. So Erika says to Sutton, "You've mistreated Dorit and you know it." Sutton says, "Dorit's been mistreating me. I apologized and I meant it. I'm not going to do it a million times, and I'm not going to make to be feel like I'm this horrible person." So they kind of have their back and forth. Dorit and Kyle eventually make their way back. Sutton then says, "You cannot say that I go after women when they're on their lowest." Erika says, "I'm talking about the women in this group. In this group you do." Sutton says, "Well, you're making it sound like I do this to all the women in the universe." And Kyle says, "No, she means in this group." So mind you, this is Sutton's good friend that she was so in love with last night. Yeah, not defending her. Matter of fact, defending Erika. Sutton then gets very loud and she says, "What do y'all want from me? What do y'all effing want from me? I'm tired of it. All y'all do is talk about what I do and I did this, and I'm not going to sit here and defend myself anymore. I've apologized to all of y'all. Pick on someone else." Dorit says, "Well, why can't you why are you able to pick on me?" And Sutton says, "You've picked on me, this, and this." And then Dorit's like, "I don't understand you. You need to speak some English." Sutton then speaks in a British accent, which was funny. She says, "I already apologized to you." Dorit says, "You apologized for one instance, you didn't apologize for the others. Do you even want to move forward?" And Sutton says, "No, not right now." Dorit feels like this is why she thought Sutton's apology wasn't genuine last night. And Sutton says, "I just want to be on ice when it comes to you." And Sutton gets up and leaves. Bose says that in her confessional that she doesn't like to see how Sutton is acting right now. Now, here's the thing though. Garcelle could have defended Sutton, but she purposely didn't do it. She says that based on what happened the other night, she wasn't going to do it. So yeah, Sutton walked off, and then that's where we leave things. That's where the episode ended. So yeah, you guys, this was a pretty dramatic episode. You have lots of things kind of going back and forth. I'm going to be honest, to me, the biggest shock was this little fight between Sutton and Garcelle. I don't think we've ever really seen an argument like this. I do think Garcelle's genuinely hurt. So yeah, you guys, let me know what your thoughts were about Erika coming at Sutton and all this stuff. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all next time. Y'all have a great one.